Welcome to Health 247, where every story honors the wisdom of age and every word is spoken with care. If you're over 80, or love someone who is, this space is just for you. Let me ask you something gentle, but honest. What does it really mean to live past 80? Some say it's a blessing. Others say it feels like slowly becoming invisible. But most seniors I speak to tell me the truth lies somewhere in between, in the quiet. In the quiet mornings when your bones remind you of every fall. In the quiet evenings when the phone doesn't ring. And in the quiet of your heart, where memories sit like old friends, and sometimes, ghosts. After 80, life doesn't move fast anymore. But the truths? They hit harder. Today, we're not here to sugarcoat anything. We're here to speak gently, but truthfully, about 6 harsh realities that come with this stage of life. Not to scare you, but to help you prepare, understand, and maybe even find peace in places you never expected. Because sometimes, when we face the hardest truths, we finally learn how to live the most honest life. 1. The body doesn't heal the way it used to. There was a time when healing was quiet and automatic. You'd cut your finger chopping onions, and it'd close up in a day or two. You'd strain your back lifting groceries, but a warm bath and a nap would fix it. The body had a kind of resilience you didn't even notice, until it started fading. But after 80, that resilience becomes a rare resource. You fall once, and it's not just the bruise. It's the X-rays, the hospital bills, the sleepless nights, the painkillers, and sometimes, the loss of confidence. You catch a cold, and it lingers. It turns into bronchitis. Then pneumonia. Something small snowballs into something scary. You used to bounce back. Now you crawl. And that crawling, slow, frustrating, humbling, isn't because you're lazy. It's because the body, just like the heart, needs more time and tenderness than ever before. Let me tell you a story. A woman named Elsie, 86 years old, widow, once a tap dancer, told us. I used to feel proud walking without help. Now I use a walker. At first, I hated it. But then I realized, it's not weakness. It's wisdom on wheels. That phrase stuck with me. Wisdom on wheels. Because that's what aging really is, not decline, but adaptation. Yes, the immune system is slower. Yes, bones become fragile. Yes, muscle mass fades, unless we do something about it. But here's the beautiful truth. Even now, healing is still possible. It may not be fast. It may not be easy. But it is still possible, if you listen to your body like a beloved companion. So how do you care for this precious, aging body? 1. Be intentional. Every step is sacred. Use rails, grab bars, walking sticks, and mobility aids without shame. Pride should never come before a fall. 2. Keep moving, gently but consistently. Your body loves rhythm. Stretch daily. Walk in the garden. Try Tai Chi or chair yoga. Movement keeps the engine humming, even if it's slower now. 3. Rest smart. Don't confuse stillness with surrender. Rest when needed, but never stop engaging with life. Healing now needs time, care, and a whole lot of self-compassion. Because here's the thing. After 80, your body isn't failing you. It's simply asking for a little more patience, a little more protection, and a lot more kindness. Treat it like you would an old friend. One that's walked every mile with you, carried every burden, felt every joy and pain. It's not perfect, but neither are we. And still, it shows up for you. Every single day. 2. Loneliness becomes a daily challenge. There's a quiet that settles in after 80. Not the peaceful quiet of a morning coffee. Not the joyful quiet after grandchildren leave for the day. But a silence that lingers. The kind of silence that feels like someone is missing, because, often, someone is. Friends pass away. Spouses are gone. Even if children and family are around, their lives are full: work, kids, bills, errands. And you? You sit by the window. You remember the noise, of laughter, of music, of someone calling your name just to say hi. Now, whole days can pass without a single real conversation. And that does something to the heart. One gentleman told us, "I talk to my cat just so I hear my own voice." Another said, "The hardest part isn't pain. It's not being needed anymore." Loneliness after 80 isn't just a feeling. It's a health risk. It's been linked to heart disease, depression, weakened immunity, and even early death. The human heart, no matter how old, needs connection the way the body needs water. But here's the good news: connection doesn't have to come in big, dramatic forms. You don't need a dinner party. You just need someone who listens. Someone who smiles. Even a 5-minute chat with a neighbor can light up the soul. So what can you do? 1. Reach out, even if your voice trembles. Call an old friend. Join a group, at the community center, the library, the church. There are people, right now, hoping someone like you shows up. 2. Volunteer, even in small ways. Fold church bulletins. Read to a child. Water a neighbor's plants. Being needed is one of the best cures for loneliness. 3. Let technology be your bridge, not your barrier. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, Zoom isn't the same as a hug. But a video call can make a rainy morning feel like spring again. Ask for help setting it up. That's also connection. And finally, speak to yourself kindly. Loneliness whispers that you don't matter. But that's a lie. You matter. You have stories the world still needs. Wisdom no one else can offer. And a presence, even in silence, that brings warmth. So don't let loneliness win. Reach. Speak. Smile. Show up. The world may have grown quieter. But you still have a voice. And it's worth hearing. 3. Cognitive decline is a real risk. At 40, you might misplace your keys. At 60, you walk into a room and forget why. But after 80, the fear grows deeper. It's not just forgetting where you put the remote. It's forgetting names. Appointments. Moments that used to be crystal clear, now foggy, or gone altogether. One woman shared with us. I looked at a photo of my granddaughter and for a second, I didn't remember her name. It terrified me. This is the quiet fear so many carry after 80, the fear of losing the very thing that makes us us. Our mind. Our stories. Our sense of self. Cognitive decline isn't just about getting older. It's a real and present risk, one that affects 1 in 3 people over 85. It can show up as mild forgetfulness, or as something more serious like dementia or Alzheimer's. And while there's no magic pill to stop it completely, there are powerful ways to slow it down, and in many cases, protect what matters most. Here's what we can do. 1. Keep the brain moving, like a muscle. Just like the body, the brain needs exercise. Puzzles. Reading. Learning a new skill. Playing cards. Talking about your life story with others. Even watching Jeopardy and shouting out answers counts. What matters is engagement, not perfection. 2. Move your body, because it moves your mind. Walking, light aerobics, Tai Chi, they don't just help your heart. They improve blood flow to the brain, boost mood, and help keep thinking sharp. 3. Eat for your brain, not just your belly. Omega-3s from fish. Leafy greens. Berries. Walnuts. What you eat can nourish not just your body, but your memory, too. 4. Sleep. Rest. Unplug. The brain needs downtime to reset and clean itself, literally. Deep sleep helps flush out the proteins that build up in dementia. 5. Talk about your worries, don't hide them. If you notice changes in your memory, don't stay silent. Talk to your doctor. Early support can make all the difference. Here's the truth. Your worth is not tied to your memory. Even if you forget a name, a date, or what you ate for lunch, you still carry a lifetime of wisdom, presence, and soul. And if your mind starts to wander, know this. You are not broken. You are simply human. With care, connection, and gentle attention, you can live with dignity, clarity, and even joy, no matter what age your brain says you are. 4. People start treating you differently. At some point after 80, something subtle, and painful, starts to happen. You're no longer seen as the person you were. You're seen as someone bold, fragile, slower, maybe even invisible. Your kids start talking louder, as if hearing equals understanding. Strangers call you sweetie or dear, even when you're sharp as ever. People ask your caregiver questions, while you're standing right there. One man told us, "I went to the doctor with my daughter. The doctor talked to her the whole time. I was the patient, but it was like I didn't exist." This shift is subtle, but it cuts deep. Because when people stop seeing your mind, your independence, your worth, it can start to feel like the world is slowly erasing you. But here's the truth. You are still here. You are not a ghost of your former self. You are the living sum of every decade you've survived, every hardship you've endured, and every bit of wisdom you've earned. So how do we respond? 1. Speak up, even if your voice shakes. Correct people gently if they talk around you. Ask doctors, "Please speak to me directly." Your dignity deserves to be honored, not bypassed. 2. Reclaim your identity. You're not just someone's grandma. You're a veteran, an artist, a teacher, a builder, a survivor. Wear your story like a badge, because no one else has lived it but you. 3. Stay engaged. Stay visible. Volunteer. Mentor. Join a book club. Write your memoir. The more you engage with the world, the more the world sees you, not just your age. Here's what we believe at this channel. Old age is not a disappearance, it's a transformation. And those who live past 80 have a duty to be seen. Not just as elders, but as examples of resilience, grace, and unapologetic presence. You are not fading. You are shining, differently, perhaps, but brilliantly. 5. Time feels shorter, but more precious than ever. When you're 20, time feels like a highway that stretches forever. When you're 40, it feels like you're finally cruising. At 80, time is no longer a road, it's a narrow path, and every step matters. You feel it in the quiet mornings, when the house is still. You feel it when birthdays come faster, and the seasons blur together. You realize that the days are fewer, but strangely, they're fuller. One woman told us, "When I was younger, I was always rushing. Now, I linger. I watch the birds longer. I hold hands slower. I say, I love you, without waiting for the perfect moment." That's the gift that comes with this stage of life. Time may be shorter, but its value multiplies. A 5-minute conversation with a grandchild means more than an hour used to. A shared cup of tea becomes a sacred ritual. A walk outside becomes a reminder, I'm still here. I'm still breathing. The urgency you feel now is not panic, it's clarity. Clarity to prioritize what matters, to release what doesn't, and to be present like never before. So how do we make the most of this precious time? 1. Don't postpone joy. If you want to call someone, do it. If you want to try something new, go ahead. The right time is now. Always now. 2. Say what you need to say. Tell the people you love that you love them. Make peace with what's behind you. Share your stories while you still can, your voice is a legacy. 3. Savor the ordinary. The way sunlight hits the floor. The way your favorite song still lifts your heart. The way a laugh can make you feel 30 again. None of that is small. It is sacred. Time may no longer be abundant, but it is more meaningful than ever. In your 80s, you don't waste time anymore. You honor it. 6. You begin to lose friends, and face mortality. In your 30s, funerals are rare. In your 50s, they begin to appear. But in your 80s, saying goodbye becomes a rhythm. A painful, familiar one. You start losing childhood friends, neighbors you've known for decades, even a spouse. And with each loss, the world feels quieter, smaller, and more fragile. One man, 86 years old, told us, "I used to call 5 people every Sunday. Now, 2 of them are gone. Another one barely remembers me. I still dial their numbers sometimes, out of habit." This is the harshest reality of aging. You don't just lose people, you start to face your own mortality. Not as an abstract idea, but as a presence. A shadow that walks beside you. And yet, in this heaviness, there is something profound. When death is near, life becomes more sacred. You laugh more deeply. You hug longer. You forgive faster. You stop pretending. You speak from the heart. Facing mortality isn't about being morbid. It's about being real. It's about honoring what you've lived, and making peace with what's to come. So how do we carry this grief, without letting it crush us? 1. Allow yourself to grieve. Don't rush through the sadness. Cry when you need to. Tell stories. Share memories. That's how the people we love stay alive, in words, in tears, in laughter. 2. Find connection, even in loss. Grief shared is grief softened. Join a group. Call an old friend. Visit someone lonelier than you. Often, in comforting others, we heal ourselves. 3. Prepare, not with fear, but with grace. Write your wishes. Say your goodbyes while you still can. Not because you're giving up, but because you're choosing peace. In your 80s, you don't just carry loss. You carry the wisdom of what really matters. And in the end, that may be the most beautiful gift of all. So here we are. 6 truths, none of them easy, but all of them real. Your body doesn't heal the way it used to. Loneliness knocks more often than visitors. The mind forgets what it once held close. People treat you differently, sometimes gently, sometimes like you're invisible. Time moves faster, and every hour feels like gold. And yes, you begin to lose the people you love, and prepare to say goodbye yourself. It sounds heavy. Because it is. But here's something else that's also true. After 80, life becomes real. Raw. Honest. And in many ways, beautiful. You no longer need to impress. You stop rushing. You understand, finally, what matters. A kind word. A warm hand. A quiet moment on the porch. You've lived through wars, heartbreaks, births, goodbyes, laughter, and prayers whispered in the dark. And somehow, here you are, still breathing, still standing, still loving. Aging isn't just a series of losses. It's a deep invitation to wisdom, to presence, to grace. So yes, the road is tougher now. But maybe, just maybe, this is when the soul finally learns to dance. We see you. We honor you. And we hope, deeply, that these words remind you. You are not alone.